$14,000. But thank you for coming in. Thank you for applying on your lunch break when you were bored. It was nice to meet you. We'll see you next time right here on The Chase.
Tonight, unarmed and unbelievably brave, the couple who tried to stop a killer, their last lethal stand to terror. The father and son trip to a terrorist hotspot and the video they left behind. The Prime Minister and the King thank Bondi's humble hero, the man who tackles the horror head-on. Limits on who can own firearms and how many. Will Queensland follow the crackdown coming in New South Wales? Lethal lithium, one dead, a teenager fighting for life after yet another fire. And security tightened for the Ashes, the True Blue tribute to Bondi's victims.
Live across Queensland, this is 7 News with Laura Dymock.
Good evening. With each passing hour, we're learning more about the horror that unfolded at Bondi Beach and the father and son killers. New heroes have emerged, a couple who managed to wrestle away the father's gun before he'd fired a single shot, but then paid for their bravery with their lives. Tonight, we can show you pictures of that harrowing confrontation.
Caught on a passing car's dash cam, the moments just as the massacre began. That's gunman Sajid Akram, just out of his car, heavily armed, when an unknown passerby not only confronts him, but wrestles the gun free. There's a tense standoff, but Akram manages to get a second rifle, and he fires. The elderly man falls. And as his partner rushes to him, Akram casually pumps the gun and shoots her too. In the later chaos, members of the public shout at police, pointing out the bodies and gun.
We've got a gun here, we've got a gun, we've got a gun. On the floor, just get rid of it.
One man covers them, the heroes who never lived to tell the tale.
They've grabbed the gun from the gunman. There's been a fight.
We showed the video to Jewish leaders.
The gunman has had a second weapon and has then levelled it at those two people, shot them both dead.
Oh my God.
They tried to stop it before it even began.
There are great people in this country, we know that. And this country is overwhelmingly made up of the good and the decent who see something horrific and run to the danger, not away from it.
From the owner of the dash cam, the sight truly left me speechless and in tears. Such a civilian hero shouldn't be forgotten. Jenny's video also catches the chilling sight of the Black Shahada flag, so often used by terror groups, pinned to the windscreen of the gunman's Hyundai.
Early indications point to a terrorist attack inspired by Islamic State.
Confirmation too that 50-year-old Sajid and his 24-year-old surviving son Naveed had travelled to the Philippines, a known extremist hotspot, just last month.
And as the bravery of the bystanders was celebrated today, the New South Wales Premier said he felt compelled to hit back at criticisms and questions about the bravery of the New South Wales Police.
Chris Minns visibly furious.
They weren't shot in the back as they were running away, they were shot in the front. New South Wales police officers, some of whom had been in the job for a number of months, put their lives on the line to save people in this state.
The two shot and injured revealed as Constable Scott Dyson and probationary Constable Jack Hibbert. The pair arriving as the gunman opened fire on this marked vehicle, deliberately targeting police.
They're in the cab of a twin-cab four-wheel drive cage truck, and there's rounds that have penetrated the windshield of that car. That's a high-calibre weapon and would have been horrific.
But they still headed for the gunman. The pair, 2 of 25, still in hospital.
They're shooting us.
That as new video surfaced from Massacre Ground Zero.
But the police cannot get them.
Which even shows a police officer crouching and under fire.
Look at the police. I think he got shot, I don't know.
At the Bondi Pavilion, epicentre of Sydney's grief, the blanket of flowers now forming a tear as a parade of supporters streamed in. The Israeli ambassador, Deputy Prime Minister Richard Marles, Opposition Leader Susan Lee, former Prime Minister John Howard, the Sydney Swans, players and staff. And then there were those who were far more closely connected. This is the grandfather of 10-year-old victim Matilda, hardly able to stand.
Heartbroken. We'll be forever heartbroken.
Her family unable to comprehend the loss.
I started screaming. I just started screaming. I couldn't understand.
Overnight, they'd filled the sails of the Opera House with images of the Jewish menorah. But for many mourners, the government gestures aren't enough. Complaints the state and federal governments have failed.
Blood on your hands, Tony Burke!
Shame, Tony Burke, shame!
Shame on you!
Immigration Minister Tony Burke heckled at the Bondi Memorial overnight, a sharp contrast to the arrival of One Nation leader Pauline Hanson with new recruit Barnaby Joyce. Applause for a tougher stand on immigration.
And I will call the Prime Minister out for his failure to deal with this. We've seen it go on for the last 2 years.
The sentiment echoed through the crowds of mourners,
I thought they were going to die.
especially those that endured Sunday.
Do you think the government has done enough?
Nothing.
No,
Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing.
I'm angry. I lost a lot of friends and I'm very angry and I want them out of government.
For some, the grief is giving way to anger. Chris Reason, 7 News.
And reporter Paul Dowsley is down at Bondi Beach this evening. Paul, you have developing news on the surviving gunman Naveed Akram, who remains under guard in hospital.
Laura, after 2 days, the gunman, the 24-year-old, is out of a coma. He is awake and conscious. This gives counter-terror detectives their first chance, even briefly, to speak with him, to ask him questions. Police actually have special powers under the Terrorism Act to detain him for longer than normal, up to 14 days once he has been arrested, as they build their case and look to press charges. Police continue to gather evidence. We've seen just in the past half hour cars being towed away on the backs of tray trucks. They are in some cases riddled with bullets. We've seen about 10 cars being towed away from the crime scene. There are some challenges for police. This of course hinges in part on forensic evidence. How many of these 15 deaths can be linked to the gun that Naveed Akram was carrying? A huge task ahead for police. It's really just the beginning, but repeating, Laura, that breaking news 2 days after this massacre, Naveed Akram is conscious, is out of his coma.
Paul Dowsley reporting in Bondi. Thank you. Police have confirmed the Bondi Beach killers had recently travelled to a terrorist hotspot in the Philippines. The father and son left a video in the Airbnb which they shared with other tenants.
Was it in the Philippines where father and son Sajid and Naveed Akram trained for this moment? Carrying homemade ISIS flags with them on Sunday, investigators are now considering if they were fully indoctrinated into the notorious terror group in Southeast Asia, following orders or acting as lone wolves.
But they're also associated with other international terrorist conspiracies, including way back to 9/11 and the Twin Towers.
The Philippines, a terror hotbed since the early 90s, Islamic State extremists operating in Mindanao in the country's south. But their influence extends to Manila, where Naveed and his father arrived in early November and didn't leave until just a couple of weeks ago.
If they've been down there to one of the major cities, Davao City or Zamboanga, that itself would be illuminating. But of course, there are training camps in Mindanao for jihadist groups.
We know Naveed Akram was investigated by ASIO and Counter-Terror in 2019.
Always pray and fulfill our obligation to Allah.
So why was a trip to the Philippines not red flagged?
I don't believe it was an intelligence failure at all.
On the domestic front, new developments at the Campsie Airbnb. Police reportedly finding a video inside with the pair posing next to their weapons discussing extremist views. And the revelation they were sharing the space with other short-stay renters.
It seemed to me more than 4, 5. I saw multiple people, a few of them handcuffed, being taken away by heavily armed police, yeah.
Some questioned by police after this raid on Sunday night.
Any person that remains inside the Airbnb at 103 Brighton Avenue, Campsie, this is the New South Wales Police.
But none with any clue who they were, what weapons they were hiding, and what they were planning.
We don't know whether they took the weapons inside with them or did they leave them in a car outside here on the main street.
Another local heard gunshots ring out nearby in the first week of December on 2 separate occasions.
I think the first one was like 6 shots and the second
Well, there was some bangs and we didn't know if that was shots, but the last two were definitely gunshots.
Plus, these new videos of Naveed Akram the year he was investigated by ASIO.
Are you in contact with you? Yeah.
Preaching Islam to strangers in southwest Sydney, handing out Islamic pamphlets. Naveed Akram's street preaching was connected to this mosque, Al Madina Dawa, in Bankstown. One of its preachers is no stranger to headlines. Wissam Haddad, who's been on counter-terror's radar for years for inciting extremism. His lawyer telling Seven today he vehemently denies any involvement and knowledge of Sunday's attack. But just 1 year after Naveed was in ASIO's sights, his father applied for a gun licence. In 2023, it was granted. So many dumbfounded as to how authorities couldn't connect the dots.
Is that a failure?
Oh, I think it is.
Tom Saker, 7 News.
Crushed loved ones are flying in from around the world to begin farewelling some of the 15 victims. At least one relative has gone on US television and blamed the Prime Minister for the bloodshed.
62-year-old Reuven Morrison, loving father, grandfather, and says his grieving daughter, hero.
If there was one way for him to go on this earth, it would be fighting a terrorist.
As the shots rang out, witnesses captured Reuven braving the danger alongside Ahmed El Ahmed, confronting the gunman, throwing a brick at them before he was shot.
He went down fighting, protecting the people he loved the most. I don't know how to live in a world without him.
In an interview for US television, daughter Shayna was direct.
The Australian government is to blame. They've had the warning signs for so long. They have failed us, they have betrayed us, and they have so much innocent blood on their hands.
As the family of the attack's youngest victim, 10-year-old Matilda, came to the memorial, her parents Michael and Valentina, and this afternoon aunt and grandparents, her 84-year-old grandfather David saying, "I just can't cry anymore. I don't know how I will live through this." Matilda's aunt, forever heartbroken at the loss of her always happy, always smiling, joyful niece.
I don't think we will ever move on. I think we just have a sadness and hole in our heart forever. We just want a Matilda back and running happy here on the beach.
That her family must now be strong for Matilda's younger sister, Summer, who witnessed it all.
She can't cry anymore. She say, "Mom, I can't cry anymore. My eyes dry now. I can't cry anymore."
A GoFundMe page for Matilda's family has now raised more than $500,000. At Bondi's growing field of flowers, those who lost loved ones finding courage in community, like Hannah mourning Tibor Weitzen.
Tibor was someone who loved his family. Family was everything to him.
Pleading for his body to be released to the family so he can be buried according to Jewish tradition.
We can't get to the next stage of our grief and mourning or anything. Life is at a standstill right now because we need to be able to bury our loved ones.
At Sunday's celebration with Tibor was Edith Brutman, who today we now know was among those killed.
Total shock. Such a loss of a human being. Was very kind-hearted and helpful. Yeah.
At Coogee Oval, the Randwick Rugby Club making a mark for a lost mate.
Why it happens to the good ones, you wonder why, and it's going to take a lot to get over this.
Marzo Peter Marr, dedicated to the club, a retired police officer. His passion for photography was why he was at Sunday's celebration.
His life of service to this community, 40 years as a police officer and all those roles in rugby, you can't fill those holes easily, and he'll be remembered.
With generous donations too in memory of French engineer Dan El-Kayem, living his dream in Australia. The 27-year-old's girlfriend Crystal posting, "Tonight will be the first night I'll try to get some sleep, and it will be without you. I'm wearing your clothes and I miss you badly. Watch over me." A prayer from all who are grieving, all who have been lost. Paul Kadak, 7 News.
New South Wales Premier Chris Minns is vowing to introduce the toughest gun laws in Australia, but it seems unlikely Queensland will move as swiftly. David Crisafulli says reforms on firearms can't be the solution to anti-Semitism.
After the Port Arthur massacre, the gun buyback. The Bondi bloodshed will mark another turning point.
I am open to changes, but I am not in government anymore.
I'm determined to bring in the toughest gun laws in Australia.
The New South Wales Premier indicating intelligence methods could be used to decide who can own a firearm. It could mean someone could be stripped of their licence even if they don't have a criminal record.
It will be controversial.
National Cabinet agreeing to consider tighter laws, including a national public register, limiting licence holders to Australian citizens, capping the number of weapons per person and restrictions on gun imports, including 3D printing.
It can't be the panacea for fixing anti-Semitism.
Gun laws are useless, police are useless, ASIO is useless.
William Biller's deadly shooting was supposed to fast-track the register after police ministers met 2.5 years ago in Sydney. Gun ownership has increased in Queensland. There are now more than 1 million firearms, with more than 200,000 registered owners.
This is about terrorism. This is not about guns.
The Queensland Government is yet to commit to any specific change, repeatedly saying it will consider a range of measures.
If we rely on gun reform as the only thing we do in response to this, then the terrorists have a win.
John Howard putting it bluntly.
I don't think the present federal government and the present Prime Minister have done enough
to tackle crime, including anti-Semitism. Now, it's up to leaders from each of the states and territories to decide how any changes will be enforced. The New South Wales Premier is willing to recall Parliament to rush through laws there. I understand there's no chance of that happening here in Queensland. The immediate focus for David Crisafulli is on supporting the Jewish community. Late this afternoon, he met with leaders on the Gold Coast to offer that support, including reassurance that the government will help ensure there's bolstered security at any future public events. Laura?
Marlena Wop reporting at State Parliament. The praise just keeps coming from here and overseas for the hero of Bondi, Ahmed Al-Ahmed. The Prime Minister and New South Wales Premier have visited him in hospital, while King Charles sent a personal message to the father of two.
The moment of good versus evil. World-famous hero Ahmed Al-Ahmed still paying the price for his bravery. I ask my mother, the apple of my eye, to pray for me. Pray for me, my mother. Battling multiple gunshot wounds to his shoulder at St George Hospital. The Premier proudly posting this bedside photo. The Prime Minister, another visitor.
Very strong. I think you've got a heart is strong. I think your courage is inspiring.
Where we have seen evil perpetrated, he shines out as an example of the strength of humanity.
The 43-year-old father of two was having coffee with a cousin on Sunday afternoon when his mother says he heard gunshots.
He saw there were people dying and people were losing their lives. And when that guy ran out of ammunition, he took the gun from him.
We don't know how many lives he probably saved.
The proud Australian Muslim impressing the palace.
I was able to speak to the King overnight and he asked me to pass my very best wishes to Ahmed. He'd watched at close range that moment of absolute heroics that we've all been staggered by and so grateful for.
Ahmed's family says his recovery could take months. He's already undergone one operation and faces more surgery tomorrow as the cash and award nominations pour in. More than $2 million raised so far for the humble Sutherland shop owner.
He is a 100% Australian hero. You need to hold on to those people. They glue us together.
Inga Nielsen, 7 News.
A man dead and 2 injured in a fierce Brisbane fire. Was a charging e-scooter battery to blame? LA police charge film director Rob Reiner's son with his murder. The airport changes that will spare you having to share your toiletries with the world. And later, a special exhibition of Shane Warne's most prized possessions.
I need to get in there.
You goes nowhere near that tunnel.
I'll go in and help. It's not a debate. You heard what she said, Levi. No.
The roof's gonna collapse.
Tane! Get her out of there now! Miss me?
Ah, you wish. Once a river boy, always a river boy.
Home and Away is back Jan 19.
Make it a super Christmas at Super Cheap Auto. Grab a Turtle Wax Complete Car Care Kit for $59.99 or get this Tool Pro Automotive Toolkit for half price. Make it super. Super Cheap Auto.
Traditional hearing aids just turn up the volume. We need to build something that works like a regular human ear. But I'm just one person. Or I was. When medical research joins forces with Google AI, more's possible.
Get into the Good Guys for your wow gifts. This TCL 43-inch Google TV, $4.95. This Dymock coffee machine, $5.49. Get $71 off this Ninja air fryer, $101 off these Sony headphones, plus more wow gifts at the Good Guys.
I love this time of year. Cherry! My favourite.
A big thank you to all our customers.
Especially the thousands of new customers that have chosen Drake's this year.
Merry Christmas!
Armella was born with a tumour behind her ear. Then everything changed. Our volunteer crew gave their time. This Christmas, more children like Armella are waiting. Donate today.
Doors Plus barn doors will transform the interior of your home with their depth of character. Sliding barn doors create an eye-catching feature wall. Plus, we can fit, paint, stain and deliver. Doors Plus.
No fuss.
There is still magic wherever you are.
Cherish those golden to us this Christmas. Fragrant hazelnuts, smooth velvety chocolate. Say it with gold. Ferrero Rocher.
Can you imagine the view from up there, Sarge?
With Budget Direct cover, I'd say it was nothing but blue skies.
Insurance solved with Budget Direct.
Queensland's lethal problem with lithium-ion batteries has worsened. 5 people in 5 weeks have died in fires, and early this morning there was a 6th. Explosions ripped through a unit in Spring Hill, leaving 1 dead and a teenager fighting for life.
As flames roared from his unit, Zainal Ali was jolted awake by the panicked cries of others trapped.
I woke up with just something smashing in there. I can hear screaming, the flame was in my face.
He scrambled out, raising the alarm that his 3 housemates were missing.
I didn't think they were going to make it out.
Firefighters went inside the burning building to rescue a 47-year-old man.
It's quite dangerous, there's a lot of heat.
The man later died in hospital. A 19-year-old woman escaped but has severe burns, and a 55-year-old man was treated for minor injuries.
It was all a bit too fast.
Shelley Starling tried to attack the fire with her garden hose.
The whole top floor was in flames.
Today, police shifted their focus from the unit to this recycling bin.
Inside was this charred e-scooter. Investigators are now looking at whether this fire was caused by a lithium battery exploding.
It too was removed from the unit. Just last month, a man and 3 children were killed in a suspected e-scooter blaze at Emerald, and a teenager died in an e-bike fire at Launton.
Oh, it's sad, it's Christmas time.
An item on many wish lists which has again caused misery. Michael Hammond, 7 News.
Soon, no one but airport security will know what toiletries passengers are using. From tomorrow, passengers flying out of Brisbane International can keep their shampoo, toothpaste and face cream packed away in their carry-on. It applies to liquids, powders, gels and aerosols. The items must be in containers up to 100 mils or weighing 100 grams. There are no limits on baby formula or medications. Donald Trump is under fire from Hollywood and some within his party after declaring murdered movie director Rob Reiner was bad for America. It compounded the family's grief as police identified Reiner's son as the prime suspect.
Police arrested 32-year-old Nick Reiner hours after they were called to the home of Rob and Michelle Reiner. It's believed their bodies were discovered by their daughter.
He was subsequently booked for murder and is being held on $4 million bail.
Nick Reiner had a troubled relationship with his parents over many years. In true Hollywood fashion, the father and son made a movie about it.
It's not a secret, but my son, Nick, who was one of the writers of the screenplay, had his problems with substance abuse.
The violent death of the Reiners has generated intense interest. They're Hollywood royalty. The possibility that one of their children was responsible has stunned the country. As an actor in the TV sitcom All in the Family, Reiner moved into movies as a director, from Spinal Tap and The Princess Bride to A Few Good Men and The Wolf of Wall Street. One of his best, When Harry Met Sally.
Oh God. Oh, yes.
The famous line from that movie delivered by his own mother.
I'll have what she's having.
Tonight, Hollywood is mourning the loss and tributes are flowing, but not in the White House.
So he became like a deranged person, Trump derangement syndrome.
In the United States, Jeff Parry, 7 News.
How the Gold Coast plans to honour Bondi victims. Plus, Hanukkah celebrations carry on behind closed doors. Political debate reignites on immigration and deportation. Underwater and undetected, Ukraine hits a Russian sub with a drone. And the evidence COVID could have long-term effects on the brain.
Walking down the street with some evil in my eye and some thoughts in my head that were making me feel high. On my head was a hoodie and my ears was some bass.
I was walking by my dog when I saw the sexy face come towards me, and I said, hello, hello.
Say hello to your new Australian Idols.
Movement that inspires. I love you to the moon. Pandora. Whole new level.
Hot Price, available now, exclusive to Harvey Norman.
Armella was born with a tumour behind her ear. Then everything changed. Our volunteer crew gave their time. This Christmas, more children like Armella are waiting. Donate today.
Who's got room for seconds?
It's Christmas. There's always room for more with Aldi. Good different.
I love you to the moon.
Pandora.
Made with 2 Aussie chicken patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese and pickles on a sesame seed bun. You heard correctly. It's the Chicken Big Mac, and it's back at Macca's for a limited time.
Gold Coast landmarks are lighting up white tonight as the city announces a public event to mark the final night of Hanukkah. It's a tradition still being celebrated by the Jewish community, who are sharing food, gifts and hope for a brighter future.
Good food, good company, good over evil.
We should all connect with and bring out our inner godly light.
It is the meaning of Hanukkah, and inside the homes of Jewish families right now, they are singing, they are joyful.
You want to have a game of dreidel?
Lighting candles.
Listen to the message of the candles, the message of light, of power.
Fiercely proud to be Jewish, but also scared.
We don't think it's going to be happen to us, never in Australia.
I think if there is more police and stuff and security, we will feel safe again.
That's very unfortunate that we're living in this Western democracy and people should be fearful to walk around with a yarmulke, with tzitzis.
Rabbi Moshe Serebriansky is flicking the switch.
Light is not selfish, it's there to spread.
And not just to light up the Gold Coast.
To light up the world.
The final night of Hanukkah will bring the city together. A public vigil set to be staged at Hodder on Monday. Whether it's inside the home or at a public gathering, the Jewish community is determined, no matter how dark the times are, to keep spreading the light. And as many of us ask, what can we do?
Increased acts of goodness and kindness.
In other words,
show some love and happiness.
Amanda Abate, 7 News.
Attacks on the federal government's handling of anti-Semitism are intensifying tonight. 2 former prime ministers among those saying inaction allowed Jewish hatred to grow unchecked. It's now fueling a debate on deportation.
In Bondi, they're blunt.
Shame on you, Tony Blair!
The Home Affairs Minister heckled One Nation's leader,
love you, Paulie,
seeing Bondi as an argument for a radical rethink on immigration.
Certain countries, they should not be allowed to migrate here.
Our system, adept at deportations, they threatened this influencer turned wombat snatcher. They actually deported this neo-Nazi, an unvaccinated tennis champ, even superstar pets.
It's time that Pistol and Boo buggered off back to the United States.
Yet ISIS brides come home and hate preachers stay.
I would have them rounded up.
Our agencies could not have done more in terms of making an assessment of going through anyone of interest.
If you don't deal with hate speech, if you don't deal with these words that incite these feelings, then you end up with acts like the ones we've seen.
This Sydney after the October 7 atrocity. On immigration, former Minister, then Prime Minister Scott Morrison tells 7 News.
You need to ensure that you put security first when it comes to immigration.
But he says it's only one factor.
The radicalisation of these 2 individuals happened here, in our communities.
He and another former Prime Minister hitting out today at current PM
of Mr Yes, but maybe.
Anthony Albanese.
His greatest failure is not to provide the moral leadership that a Prime Minister can in denouncing anti-Semitism.
They left a door open. They left a window open. They left it all open.
We have passed legislation to outlaw hate speech. The first government to do so.
In fact, the Prime Minister lists his government's work to stem anti-Semitism. And yet there's been no movement on a proposal to make checking of anti-Semitic views a precondition for entering Australia.
You don't bring in people with their hate.
Those demanding immigration change are now pushing with a new urgency. Tim Lester, 7 News.
European leaders say there's been significant progress on a Ukraine peace deal after marathon talks with Donald Trump's envoy and Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky. Central to a possible deal, NATO-style security guarantees for Ukraine.
And I think we're closer now than we have been ever, and we'll see what we can do.
Meantime, Ukraine says it's used an underwater drone to attack a Russian sub for the first time. It claims the Kilo-class submarine docked at Black Sea port has been put out of action. A new urban village just north of Brisbane. The altered plans that could change Mango Hill forever. Australian racing legend Alan Moffat laid to rest and the lifelong secret his family revealed. The alarming new evidence that shows COVID can alter our brains. And tributes after the shock loss of a beloved Aussie TV star.
One of the all-time great performances.
Dismantled the English attack.
Job done in the most emphatic way.
Our Aussies are on the precipice of glory.
This is what Ashes cricket's all about. You've got your ball, I've got my bat. Let's see who wins.
Wednesday, live and free on 7 and 7+.
I don't usually dress like this. I'm a hairdresser part-time, but any chance to sing, you know?
She look all kind of good, don't she?
Yeah! They shared a dream.
I just want to entertain people and make a living.
And nothing would stand in their way.
Everything still feels scary, but if you're there with me, I am not afraid anymore. You're my August night, my September morn, you're my crackling Rosie.
Song Blue, in cinemas January 1.
Light and easy totally simplifies things. Just knowing that I don't have to worry about organising my meals in any way. They're all organised for me, which is great. I'm so appreciative of Light and Easy that, you know, it's changed my life.
Hard work keeping flies off the menu? Try Aeroguard's new UV light trap. Its clever design attracts and traps flying insects 24/7 and is chemical pesticide free. That means less swatting and more living. Trust Aeroguard. Beat pests, protect the rest.
Boating, camping, fishing is BCF and fun. Exactly what that means will change for everyone. Bus stop's fun, powered sites fun, worries none. Boating, camping, fishing is BCF and fun. Hey!
This playlist is pretty good.
This one is, right? You know what a banger is?
What's a banger?
Ultimate holiday. What are we going to pack?
So I definitely fill the whole car up with puppies. Basically, the puppies are just going to be my family.
Whether it's the happy way or the stacky way, the weekday way or the your day way, however you enjoy it, life's a little more delicious than a Tellaway.
Who's got room for seconds?
Go on, it's Christmas. There's always room for more with Aldi. Good different.
Hello, the ACCC is suing meal kit retailers HelloFresh and U-Foods, accusing them of misleading more than 100,000 customers by charging them for deliveries after they'd cancelled their subscriptions. A Rio Tinto-led consortium is pumping more than $500 million into developing one of the world's largest untapped iron ore deposits, Rhodes Ridge in the Pilbara, and hopes to start production by 2030. Australia's biggest bank has changed its tune on interest rates. The Commonwealth Bank now seeing a hike in February. NAB is going even further, predicting rises in February and again in May. Little wonder Westpac's latest consumer confidence measure has nosedived. Weak sentiment dragged the ASX lower today. Drone Shield, though, secured a $50 million military contract in Europe. The Aussie dollar worth 66 US cents.
Now it's time for an update on Queensland's blood supply from Lifeblood. Lifeblood has had incredible response in the wake of the Bondi tragedy and would like to thank everyone who took such quick action. When significant trauma events occur, donating blood and plasma is one way to help, as up to 100 blood donations may be needed to save just one life. Lifeblood is encouraging people to make an appointment over the coming weeks as the need for blood and plasma donations is ongoing. Search blood supply or visit lifeblood.com.au to book your donation. Dozens of towers could soon soar up to 100 metres above Mango Hill. There'd be enough room for 5,000 people living in apartments 3 times higher than the city's tallest building.
10 hectares of vacant Mango Hill land a former egg farm dynasty wants to hatch into a golden goose.
This is the exact kind of development we need.
The Pace family moving from poultry to property with visions of a new urban village.
I want to see development, I want to see new houses, new retails, job opportunities.
Having added a parcel of extra land, the development would be 3 times bigger than first proposed. More than 2,300 homes across 23 apartment towers, some 30 stories high. Restaurants, retail and commercial spaces too, but not everyone is dazzled.
The concerns I've got about it is the population growth.
Fears already packed schools won't cope.
We're looking at approximately 1,500 children at the primary school. We don't have the space.
New roads and an intersection would be added near the choke point of Anzac Avenue.
If more signals are added, that alone will add 15-20 more minutes.
The developers say the nearby train station will push some of the estimated 5,000 new residents to public transport instead.
If approved, construction is unlikely to start here for a few years, but the public can have their say on this development via the council's website.
We know that building up needs to be part of the solution.
As the population grows and housing stock shrinks. Garth Burley, 7 News.
There's new evidence that COVID could have a more lasting effect than first thought. Researchers at Griffith University have found the virus can alter the brain. They used advanced MRI techniques to compare the brains of people who'd been infected with those who hadn't. They found significant alterations in brain chemistry that could cause long-term problems with memory and concentration. He was a champion on the track and it's been said a terrible driver off it. Alan Moffat has been farewelled at a state memorial service after a crushing battle with dementia. Loved ones revealing some surprising stories about a master of motorsport.
High-powered VIP guests at Alan Moffat's funeral. This Mustang his favourite. He won more than 100 races in it.
This is the most beautiful race car to ever grace an Australian racetrack.
Canadian-born but a 4-time Australian touring car champion. A 4-time Bathurst winner too.
A fierce, fierce competitor.
Alan's rivalry with Peter Brock, one of Australian sport's fiercest.
Ultimately, they not only became teammates, they were the absolute very, very best of friends.
The king of the racetrack maybe, but not on public roads.
Because Alan Moffat was a terrible driver.
Learning to drive with Dad was interesting. He insisted to always use all the road.
Indicators never existed for Alan.
Terrifying locals with big wide turns and even bigger disdain for people who didn't give him enough room on their side of the road.
Alan had a gentle side. He caught up with an old rival not long after his 2019 dementia diagnosis.
He came up to me and he was still bright and happy, recognised me, told me that he loved me, and it's mutual.
Nick McCallum, 7 News.
Australian actress Rachel Kapani has died after a battle with chronic illness. Her family says the 45-year-old passed away unexpectedly but peacefully a little over a week ago. She's best known for playing Jodie Fountain in the hit TV show McLeod's Daughters. Shane Warne's World Cup medals, Test match shirts, even his iconic floppy white hat. How you can see memorabilia from the King of Spin's personal collection. And an unusual calendar girl full of pluck, bearing her feathers, all to raise money for Western Queensland flood victims. Don't miss those stories soon on 7 News. Sport time now with Rowan Welsh, and a big call on a Queensland favourite for the third Ashes test.
Yeah, that's right, Laura. The Aussies have made changes to the bowling attack in Adelaide, but not to the batting lineup. The Ashes' latest is next, with Usman Khawaja's test career at a crossroads. And while the Broncos spread a little Christmas cheer across town, a trimmed-down ex-teammate has a point to prove.
Get 50% more cleaning performance. Save water, energy and time. Go big on cleaning, save big on time. Clean faster with the new Eco Booster from Karcher.
She's delicious. How's your food, by the way?
I love it. It takes me back to our trip to Greece.
Nuance Audio is the new invisible hearing solution built into your glasses.
Bob Jane T-Mart's epic summer sale now on. Thousands of tyres and wheels discounted. Buy 3 and the 4th tyre's free. Plus up to $200 instant cashback on selected tyres.
Discover new connoisseur gelato.
Government battery and rooftop solar incentives are reducing January 1. With Sunboost, you can still receive up to $15,000 in government incentives on approved solar batteries. For maximum incentives, you must be installed by December 31.
Call 1300 Sunboost.
Sold to the young couple in the front.
A discounted rate for the life of your Westpac home loan package? That's cause for celebration. To get it done, it takes a little Westpac. Speak to a home loan specialist today.
Grandma first gave me the bluebird brooches when I was 15, and it was just such a precious memory. I don't think she understands how important gifting something so small to me actually was.
Don't let cleaning make you crazy. Take control of the chaos and enjoy the best way to clean with Karcher. Deep clean taps, floors, tiles and more without the hard work. Get a streak-free finish on mirrors and windows in seconds. Bring back the wow with the ultra-easy indoor cleaning tools from Karcher.
Ah, the sound of another 5-star review. The staff at Connect Hearing spent extra time adjusting Phil's hearing aids to ensure they were perfect for garage gigs. Book your free hearing check at Connect Hearing.
Sounds good.
Don't miss the 2025 Mazda plate clearance. Get the refined CX-60 Pure now from $47,990 drive away. Or get the 7-seat CX-80 Pure now from $56,990 drive away. Price to clear and ready to move.
This Sport Report brought to you by Sportsbet, the #1 app for having a crack. What's gambling really costing you?
Selectors won't close the door on a recall, but Usman Khawaja's test career is hanging by a thread after being left out of the third test team. Despite proving he's recovered from back spasms, there was no room for Khawaja as opener or in the middle order, with Josh Inglis retained.
The Ashes can be won and lost this week in Adelaide, but the tragedy in Bondi brings it all into perspective.
It's a place that's just around the corner from where we live, and we take the kids there all the time. So, yeah, it's hit home pretty hard.
Incredibly sad for, Australia, for Sydney and for the world as well. It does put things into a lot of perspective when you see things like that happen.
Before play tomorrow, flags will be at half-mast and Aussie singer John Williamson will perform True Blue after a moment's silence.
Seeing the scenes over the last couple of days has been pretty powerful as well. And yeah, I think we'll wear armbands throughout the test and obviously commemorate the victims.
Inside and outside the ground, there'll be an increased and heavily armed police presence.
We always feel really safe when we play. We're really lucky.
Captain Cummins is back after missing wins in Perth and Brisbane with a back injury. Spinner Nathan Lyon's been recalled. Michael Neser and Brendan Doggett make way. Soon to be 39-year-old opener Usman Khawaja left out.
We're pretty happy with that batting lineup and it didn't feel like a need to change the middle order.
2-0 down, the goal hasn't changed for England.
We know what it's like to be in this situation, and we knew we had to come here and win this amount of games anyway.
There's signs of 2006-07 when England rocked up here as well, expecting to win, and when we beat them in Adelaide and broke their backs, it was just a matter of time before it was 5-0.
Stokes desperate to ensure history doesn't repeat, especially at the toss.
It's going to be like pretty hot day 1, day 2, so I'm pretty sure I became a meme or a gif at some point in my career. I don't want to be another Nasser Hussain.
In Adelaide, Tom Wilson, 7 News.
It's been a controversial start to the Big Bash for the Heat's big gun recruit. Pakistan star Shaheen Shah Afridi was pulled from the attack by the umpire after bowling 2 dangerous deliveries in his 3rd over.
We came here tonight so excited to see him in the flesh. And now this.
The Renegades set Brisbane 213 for victory off the back of Tom Seifert's exhilarating 102 off 56 balls. Despite some mammoth hitting from Matt Renshaw and half centuries to Colin Munro at the start of the innings and Jimmy Pearson at the end, the Heat fell 14 runs short. The Hurricanes and Thunder are in action on 7 tonight. Well, with a point to prove, Selwyn Cobbo's making the most of his crosstown move. Often criticised for his work ethic at the Broncos, the 23-year-old has flipped the script at the Dolphins.
You only get one chance to make a good first impression, and Cobbo's made it count.
He's got the ball rolling now, he's coming good next, so hopefully he can carry on that form next year.
A far cry from last year when Selwyn presented for pre-season at Red Hill in bad nick. It was the beginning of the end of his Broncos tenure.
As you guys can see, he's coming pretty fit. Obviously coming from the grand final win with the Broncos, he missed out on that, so I think he's got a bit of a point to prove.
As does Lemuelu himself. After signing a 1-year extension, the Samoan back rower wants to make an edge his own. The right side's enticing, with Selwyn training at centre alongside Jermaine Asako.
Jermaine's been the top point scorer for a couple of years now, and there'll be a couple of points down that edge if they end up playing together.
While Selwyn sweated it out, his old teammates traded Steedens for stockings. The Broncos' big guns bringing some Christmas cheer to South East Hospitals and Ronald McDonald House.
To see the smiles on the kids' faces, it's always a pleasure.
A welcome reprieve from pre-season number 17 for Hunt.
Especially before Christmas, it's always pretty tough, you're just getting the body back into shape, so it's been good, but definitely been tough.
Mitch Crone, 7 News.
There's tonight's sport for you, Laura, counting down to footy season already.
Lucky we've got the cricket, Rowan.
Absolutely.
Thank you. A new exhibition celebrating Shane Warne's life is giving fans intimate access to his extraordinary career in his own words. Memorabilia from the King of Spin's personal collection is on display at the Australian Sports Museum at the MCG. Many of the pieces were annotated by Warne himself. Treasures of a Legend will run until next August. Meet the unusual calendar girl. After the break, who's all pluck and feathers raising money for a good cause?
And wet weather picking up for the tropics with another heat wave for southern districts. I'll have the forecast after the break.
The countdown to Christmas is on and we're celebrating the festive season. Discover the Southeast's merriest Christmas lights and meet the people who make it all so special.
Well, it's Christmas time at Jingle Street.
The homes bringing joy to our suburbs.
Join me, Samantha Heathwood, for a night of dazzling displays.
7 News lighting up Christmas, Sunday, December 21 at 5 and again on Christmas night.
New to 7-2.
Gravity can do amazing things. It keeps our feet on the ground and bring babies down to earth.
Call the midwife, tonight 7:30.
My grandpa used to say, the Aussie sun's hot enough to fry an egg. If you spend any time in it, you're going to need protection. The same goes for your paint. But don't worry, Wattle Solar Guard blocks out harmful UV rays, preventing them from damaging your home. It goes on almost any surface without primer. And once it's on, you're protected for 25 years. The sun might fry an egg, but it's not going to cook your paint.
Wattle Solar Guard ready-to-go range available at Bunnings Warehouse. Who said you deserved a little treat? You did. McCafe. Matcha is here.
Continue straight for 2 kilometres. Proceed to the route. Proceed to the route. This is not the route. Hello? Anyone? Arrived. Okay, that was fun.
Summer outside, cool comfort inside. Braymar's reverse cycle air conditioning easily cools your home for total family comfort. Braymar, welcome home.
Hard work keeping flies off the menu? Try Aeroguard's new UV light trap. Its clever design attracts and traps flying insects 24/7 and is chemical pesticide free. That means less swatting and more living. Trust Aeroguard. Beat pests, protect the rest.
Happy New Year! Wow, you slaying her out. Now, who likes the sound of $265 in savings? I'll tell you who. Jackie.
That's right, Ed. I switched to UE and saved $265 on my car insurance.
$265, that's one heck of a stocking stuffer.
Merry Christmas to me.
Oh.
And a Happy New Year!
Shop around. Try UE. You have the voice of an angel.
No.
A Christmas angel.
UE. You insured.
Big bash action tonight. Hobart Hurricanes hosting the Sydney Thunder, a rematch of last year's final. And Cal Ferguson, welcome to Title Town.
Oh, how good's this? Ninja Stadium really turning it on, bathed in sunshine and 2 powerhouse lineups ready to light it up.
Hurricanes versus the Sydney Thunder tonight on the screens of 7.
This weather report brought to you by UE. You insured.
Good evening, everyone. You're watching 7 News. Checking the weather now, and it's been a cooler, cloudy and windy day in the southeast, but avoiding that grey sky. Here's a quick look back at a fiery sunset in Roma last night. Just that narrow gap in the cloud to allow all of that sunlight in. Now today, heavy rain around Noosa and Tewantin this morning, thanks to a narrow line of storms. The heaviest falls around 150 millimetres. Storm warnings issued briefly, then it eased back by mid-morning. The highest wind gusts up around 60 or 70 k's now right on the coast today. Much cooler than yesterday, but still pretty muggy if you were outside and moving around. 27 the top for the Redlands. Across Queensland, once again, we have widespread storm activity inland, and severe storm warning is current for areas west of Emerald at the moment. Onto the forecast chart. Humidity starts to build on the coast with converging winds sent to bring heavy rain around the north tropical coast overnight. Then another round of storms set to take off inland in the afternoon. And looking further ahead, that northern wet season looks like it's set to ramp up. The tropics set for more storms and rain in the lead up to Christmas, with heavy falls likely across northern and eastern parts of the state for at least the next week. Watch this space. Across the nation tomorrow, a hot one in Adelaide, 34 degrees for the first day of the Ashes test. That bumps up to 39 degrees on Thursday. Storms in Darwin and Broome for tomorrow. For northern Queensland, those skies come to life. Expect falls over 200 millimetres for that north tropical coast, as showers also pick up in Mackay. Less frequent, but still a little bit wet in Townsville on 32. Over southern districts, those showers also picking up along the coastal stretch and storms west of the ranges. Longreach tracking for 34 degrees. In the southeast, early showers are on the Sunshine Coast, and they should ease by late morning. Otherwise, mostly cloudy but dry as winds ease back a little bit. staying a bit cooler than average. 27 the top in Macrovat and also for Manly. Bodie's winds starting to ease. Southeast at 15 to 25 knots to start, then easing back to the 10 to 15 knot range on Moreton Bay. So in Brisbane, expect to see a bit more cloud than sun, 21 tonight, then chasing a top of 28 degrees, but should stay dry. Looking ahead, more sunshine on Thursday, 29 degrees, then mostly blue skies, up to 32 degrees on Friday. In Ipswich, the next heat wave starts from Friday and lasts into next week. Tops of 37 or 38 degrees from the weekend into Monday as nights warm up as well. Keep those fluids up. On the Gold Coast, 31 Friday, dry and mostly sunny over the weekend, bumping up to 33 and 34 degrees. And Sunshine Coast is also heating up. Our next chance at some showers and storms next Monday and Tuesday. Laura, Rowan, I'll push the crystal ball a little bit further tomorrow night, have a first look at the Christmas Day forecast. We might need the covers for that backyard game of cricket.
I'm looking forward to it, Tony. Luckily, you can unwrap presents in any weather. She's a calendar girl with more than a bit of pluck. This is Chicken, who was rescued from a poultry cage. She's happiest perched on her owner's shoulder or roaming green fields as thunder rolls in.
I believe she's the only one in the world that is a storm-chasing chicken.
$5 from every calendar starring Life of Chicken will be donated to victims of the Western Queensland floods earlier this year. Thank you for your company this Tuesday. That is all from us at 7 News. From all the team, good night.